Okay, first thing you do, you grab your bottom frame set. It looks like this, it's straight out of the box. The colour is a little bit different. Usually I use carbon fibre frames, however in Australia, not too long ago, there was a massive shortage of carbon fibre frames for the Align T-Rex 450s. So I managed to purchase these, which were HK 450 side frames off of eBay for rather cheap. They come in anodised aluminium. As far as I know, HobbyKing does not sell them in these colours. However, they do sell the same frame in other colours. So it looks a little bit different, but it's still exactly the same frame. I sized them up against the carbon fibre Align ones, and they were spot on. Absolutely perfect in size and profile. So, first thing you do, you get your 1.5mm screw for your hex driver. I use the Align ones again. Always have. I find these are really great drivers. They've got a nice solid hard point and they're not rounded. You look at there, it's nice and straight. However, the other one that I use is some other brand. I do know what it's called, but on the end of the driver, I seem to be having some trouble focusing this thing too. It is a ball driver end, so you can drive on strange, funny angles, which is good for getting into tight spots. However, putting a lot of torque on a 1.5mm hex, they do have a tendency to slip and round. Alright, first thing you do, you've got your bottom frame kit, you've got your 1.5mm straight-sided driver. You go around, and on these 4 Allen driver holes here, you tighten them up. You check that they're tight. If they need to be tightened, just give them a little bit of a nip. If you think that they're a little bit too loose, take the screw out and put a little bit of Loctite on it. These ones are all fairly good because this is one of my everyday flyers. I fly every day. I do 3D in this helicopter quite often. This is probably my favourite helicopter. I like this one over most of my others, apart from this new little 250 Rex that I've got here off somebody off this forum. So, your bottom frame, that's all done. The next thing you do, I've got this top frame set here from my normal T-Rex 450S carbon fibre. Generally is what it was normally be. You get this. When you get this from HobbyKing, you do not have these servos pre-installed. I have left these in, as if you look closely, you cannot see the wiring. All the wiring is hidden inside. I've routed it around and I've done some pretty funny and tricky stuff inside, and if I zoom in, you can sort of see the wires there on the top of that frame. They're zip tied to that frame. It's really hard to see, and I can't get a photo of it, but I have tried to try and get a photo of how I mounted it in there, but it's the sort of thing you have to see. It's not necessary to mount your servos in such a manner. You can just pull the servo wires out and bring them on the outside of the frame. However, I feel that this gives a lot neater looking heli, and well, at the end of the day, for me, that's the most important thing. So when you get it, you don't have this anti-rotation bracket installed. So you grab the anti-rotation bracket, I'll just take it out so you can see what the anti-rotation bracket does look like. Alright, that there is your anti-rotation bracket. It's just a little piece of plastic, not very big at all. I recommend using this as plastic over the aluminium one. You'll see why later. It becomes a lot easier to put in your main rotor head if you have the plastic one, as you can bend it out and bend it into place. So grab your anti-rotation bracket. You put that in place over the top of your elevator servo. Once you put that in, and you don't need the horns on at this stage. It's probably advisable to leave the horns off. So you put that in over the top of your elevator servo, and you slide it up so that the holes line up. I'm just going to go out of view here for a second. to put your anti-rotation bracket back in. So that's what you need to do. Also, same with your bottom frame kit. Go around. Don't worry about these 4 screws here. Don't worry about them right now. They're not important. What you need to do though is to go around and check all these other screws here. The ones that I've got left in, make sure that they're nice and tight. So give them a twist. None of these are moving, but if they were moving, what you need to do, you need to take them out, put a little bit of Loctite on them, and then reinstall them. This is very critical that you use Loctite. If you do not use Loctite, you will run into problems. Alright, that's done. They're all tight because I use Loctite on all of my helicopters. As you can see in here, there's a little bit of dirt mixed with silicone spray, a little bit of lube. That's from the main gear spinning around. I like to have lubricant or silicone spray or WD-40 or Inox or something of that manner on all of my spinning components. It makes it spin a lot easier, a lot freer, gives a lot nice, cleaner, smoother, precise, more movement. Alright, so that's it.